Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our first PU Computer Science online classes. So in last class we studied some important concept. The concept is the floppy disk drive and also the secondary storage devices. We know the full form of the FDD, floppy disk drive. It is a device and such device is used to read and record data into this type of the disk. Correct, no? Okay. Now in today's class we are going to start the new concept. The concept is the compact disk drive. The compact disk drive also called as the CDD. The full form of the CDD, compact disk drive. Okay. Now the compact disk drive is a device. It is the device and this device uses to record and read data into this type of the disk. So we can say that if you are using CDD, we can add data into the device and whatever the data is there, we add it into the device. Such data we can read from the device. And while going to add data, we using the laser. The laser is the red laser beam. So we can say the CDD which uses the red laser beam to record and read data into this type of the disk. And when you are going to think about how many information or how much information we can store by using device like our CDD. As we know that the one device, the name of the device is the FDD. And by using FDD, we can store less amount of information. So one example, 3.5 size in inch FDD can store just 1.44 MB of the data. So now just only what about the information we can store. Now in next thing or in next concept I am going to tell about our CDD. How much information we can store by using our CDD. So a standard CD have a diameter of 120 mm. Okay. It is the size of the CD. That means how many information, how much information we can store by using our CDD. So a standard CD diameter or the size of 120 mm can store around 700 MB of information. Clear this point here? How much information? That means we can say here a lot of information we can store by using device like our CDD device. The device size 120 mm can store up to 700 MB of the information and like that only maybe if you are going to take some other diameter of the CD, the diameter is the 80 mm which can hold approximately 200 MB of information. So clear this point. So here when you are going to compare FDD and CDD, we can say that we can store many information or more number of information by using our CDD. Is it? Okay. Now this is the about the storage capacity of the CDD in this case here. And later words we can say that the name of the device compact disk drive. Correct no? So the compact disk drive or we can say that ROM. So the full form is the compact disk drive read only memory. So just we can read the data? No. First of all we need to add data and whatever the data is that we are going to read from the disk. So as the name suggests, CDD compact disk drive read only memory or read only device. That means now but with the help of CD writer. Why we using the CD writer? The CD writer is using to add information to the CD, to the compact disk drive or to the device here. So that means we can't say the name is the read only memory, but not just only we are going to read, but before going to read any memory, any information from the memory, we need to add some of the information into the device. So such information we can add by using our CD writer, correct Nakia? So we can say that with the help of CD writer, the information or data can be written, that means adding into our CD-ROM drive in this case here. Clear this point? But how the information going to add in our CD-ROM drive in this case? So the data or information is going to add by using the process of burning red laser beam. Clear this point here? Maybe in case you want to add any data, then sure we are going to add the data by using or with the help of our red laser beam, we can add the data into our disk in this case here. So clear this point here? And once the data is going to write or written, cannot be erased. Clear this point here? Whatever the data we are going to write, we can't erase such a data. But nowadays we can say that we have CD rewritable. So clear this point here? So the RW, the full form of the RW, CD, we know the full form of the CD, compact disc here, and the RW full form is the read writable. That means maybe if any information you want to write again after erasing any information, in case you want to write again here, nowadays we have the CD rewritable. That means we can write any information. So, and nowadays a CD are replaced with our VCD. Clear this point here? The VCD or the DVD. Now what's the full form of the VCD? The full form of the VCD is the video compact disc here. The video compact disc, and the DVD is the digital versatile disc. Clear this point here? So maybe first of all we used the FDD floppy disk drive, but later after that we need to use some more amount of information. Later we use the compact disk drive, but nowadays mostly we are going to use the VCD. The full form of the VCD is the video compact disc, and also called as the, or we can use the DVD. The full form of the DVD is the digital versatile disc here, and which have greater storage capacity. That means we can store many information when you are going to compare with our CD. They divides like our VCD and the DVD. So clear this point here? So this is about our compact disc drive. Now let's, after completing the compact, that is our VCD, DVD and also the compact disc drive here, now I am going to select the next thing about our DVD. And the DVD full form, we know that the full form of the DVD is the digital versatile disc, and the digital versatile disc only called as the digital video disc. Clear this point? The full form of the DVD, digital versatile disc here, and also we can say as the digital video disc here. Now in case of the DVD, we know that why we using the DVD. So such a DVD is used to store the video and data storage. We can store any kind of the video, okay, in our DVD, and also we can store any kind of the data. So here we can say that it is used for our video and the data storage. And when you are going to compare, what about the size? Whether any changes is there in size, in the size of the DVD and the CDD. So we can say that the most DVD are of the same dimensions like our CDs. There is no any difference in between the size of the DVD and the CDs here. So most DVD are of the same dimensions like our CDs here, but we can say that store the data that is 6 times more than CDs, that is about 4.7 GB of information. So clear this point here? So we can say that. So when you are going to compare CDD and DVD here, so many information we can store by using the device like our DVD. So such a DVD can store the data. The data is the 4.7 GB of the information. We know that I used the example also in case of our compact disk drive. The example is the 120 180 mm stores 700 MB of information, or maybe the second example 80 mm store around 200 MB of the information. When you are going to compare MB and GB, the GB is higher. Clear this point here? So we can say that in our DVD we can store the 4.7 GB of information, that is 6 times more than our CDs. Clear this point here? So this is about our some information about the DVD in this case here. And later after completing the DVD, the next thing about our Blu-ray disc. Okay kya? So next thing about our Blu-ray disc. So in this case we can say that the Blu-ray disc. The Blu-ray disc is also called as the BD.BD disc. What's the other name of the Blu-ray disc? The Blu-ray disc is also called about our BD.BD disc. That means the Blu-ray disc dot Blu-ray disc only kya. And in this case, and what's the use and why we using such disc? So it is a high density optical disc. It is a disc and specially going to use to store the data including high definition video, maybe like our DVD. What's the use of the DVD? To store data as well as the video. But when you are going to compare DVD and Blu-ray disc, the Blu-ray disc can store like that only the data and the video. But in our Blu-ray disc we can store the high amount of or high definition video and large amount of data we can store by using our Blu-ray disc here. And we know that the name is Blu-ray disc. So the name Blu-ray disc is derived from the use of blue violet laser. So clear this point here? How they given the name to the Blu-ray disc here. So here we can say that such name or the name is going to use or suggest just by using the our blue violet laser. And why we using such a blue violet laser? And such blue violet laser is used to read and write data into this type of the disc. So here we can say that in our CDD we using the red laser beam here to record and read data. Is it in our Blu-ray disc? Which color? That means here we can say that the blue violet laser. Okay, here we are going to use to record and read data into this type of our Blu-ray disc in this case here. Correct no? So this is. So when you are going to compare so much data we can store in our Blu-ray disc. So more data can be stored on Blu-ray disc as compared to our DVD. Clear this point here? So we can store many information when you are going to compare with our DVD digital versatile disc here. And so what about the data we can store? And now we know that, but because I stopped in the word DVD. So maybe we know that in our compact disc when you are going to read, the red laser beam going to use. So like that only, when any data going to read and record, the DVD also using the red laser beam to read and write data into this type of the disc here. So clear this point here? And maybe when you are going to compare, a single layer of the Blu-ray disc can store around 25 GB of information. So clear this point here? But still we know that DVD just store maybe one example here. The example is the 4.7 GB of the information. But when you are going to compare, a single layer of the Blu-ray disc can store up to 25 GB of the information. And in case of when you are going to compare with a single layer of DVD can store only 4.7 GB of information. So clear this point here? So we can say that. So this is the more information. That means by using our Blu-ray disc we can store many information. So here we can say that a single layer of the Blu-ray disc can store around 25 GB of information as compared to our single layer of the DVD can store or at 4.7 GB of the information. And what about just only the single layer, we can say the 25 GB. Now what about the double layer of the or the dual layer of the Blu-ray disc? So the double or a dual layer of the Blu-ray disc can store around our 50 GB of information. Clear this point here? 50 GB of the information, and which is, we can say that more than, that means in case of our DVD or a single or in our double layer of the DVD can store around, in this case, the 8.5 GB of the information. So clear this point here? So this is some explanation about our Blu-ray disc in this case. So clear about the Blu-ray disc. So we can say that why we using the Blu-ray disc, it is a disc and we using to store data storage as well as the video. Is it the video in this case here? And why we calling as a Blu-ray disc? Because in this case we using the blue violet laser. Okay, the blue violet laser going to use to record and read data, and we can store more information by using our Blu-ray disc when you are going to compare with the DVD here. And in our DVD, while going to record the data, we using the laser beam. The laser beam is the red laser beam in this case here. So when you are going to compare by using the single and the double layer of the Blu-ray disc, a single layer of the Blu-ray disc can store around 25 GB of information, and the dual layer of the Blu-ray disc can store around 50 GB of the information. But when you are going to compare, a single layer of the DVD can store at 4.7 GB of information, and a dual layer of the DVD can store at 8.5 GB of the information. Okay, now we know that each and everything, we know some information about the FDD, that is the floppy disk drive here, and also some information about our compact disk read only memory. We using the red laser beam to store the data here, and also the information or the full form of the DVD. The DVD full form is the digital versatile disc or digital video disc here, and we can store many information when you are going to compare with the CDD here. And after that we completed the next thing about the Blu-ray disc, and we know that what about the laser beam we are going to use in case of the Blu-ray disc and also in case of our DVD, and what's the storage capacity of the Blu-ray disc and the as well as the DVD. Okay, now after completing some information about our each and every concept, CDD and also DVD and the Blu-ray disc here. Now let's the next very important concept. The concept is the hard disk drive. The short form is called as the HDD. The full form of the HDD is called as the hard disk drive. So hard disk drive is a device, correct? No, it is also a device here, and which is permanently fixed to the computer. Maybe we can say that the FDD, external device, floppy disk, external agi andre external device adu computer alli computer ottige namge sigudilla. We need to take externally, we need to purchase externally. Clear this point here? The compact disk drive, external device, DVD, external device, Blu-ray disc, external device. But when you are going to know about our HDD, hard disk drive, is permanently fixed to the computer. We will get in computer only such hard disk drive. And the hard disk is a direct access storage medium. Clear this point here? It is a direct access storage medium. So what about the direct access storage medium? Did you remember while going to complete the primary memory? I started by using this sentence. The primary memory is a faster, compact and lighter and consumes less power. And laterwards I completed the primary memory is a static device as there are no any rotating parts in it. Correct, no? And the CPU directly communicate with the primary memory. Maybe some data is there in secondary memory. That means first of all we need to transfer such data to the primary memory. We know that the CPU directly communicate with the primary memory for the processing to generate the output. So this is about our primary memory. I said each and every point while going to complete the primary memory. Now in our hard disk, as now just I completed, the hard disk is direct access storage medium. The meaning is very simple. That means the CPU can communicate directly with the hard disk drive. Maybe if any data they want to access, or maybe if any data they want to store by using the device like our hard disk drive. Okay? And the data transfer rate in between CPU and the hard disk is much higher. When you are going to compare, if any data going to transfer, that is between CPU and the hard disk, okay, it going to transfer at very quickly, at very faster rate here as compared to the data transfer rate between CPU and the floppy disk drive. Clear this point here? So we know that some of the data going to pass, maybe if you want some of the processing, some generation or some generating result here, then sure some of the data going to pass from one device to the another device. So maybe if any data for the processing going to pass, that is between CPU and the hard disk, such data going to pass at very quick rate, very fastly compared to our CPU and the floppy disk drive. So what about the data? What's the speed of the data going to pass, that is between CPU and the hard disk? So the speed is, we can say that 7200 RPM. This point here. So that means it's going to rotate very speedily, and the speed is the 7200 RPM. The full form of the RPM, rotational or rotation per minute. In 1 minute it going to rotate how many times? It going to rotate 7200 RPM. Clear this point here? So the CPU can use the hard disk to store the program, to store the instructions, as well as to load the program and the instruction. Not just only we are going to load the program, correct? No, in this case here, maybe sometime we are going to access any information from the hard disk, whatever the information we saved by using our hard disk. So we can say finally, for to get any result here, the CPU can use the hard disk to load the program, to load the instruction, as well as to store the data and the instructions here. So this is some explanation about our hard disk drive. So clear this point here. Now let's, after knowing some little bit information about our hard disk, here we can say that it is a most common physical device and specially used for storing the files in computer. We know that the hard disk, sure, in computer many files are there, many documents are there, many program instructions we are going to complete by using our computer. So it is the most common physical device, and such most common physical device is specially going to use to store the files, whatever the files are there in our computer. And in our hard disk, such a hard disk contains several rotating disk plates. Several rotating disk plate. So maybe, did you remember in our primary memory, I said a primary memory is a static device as there are no any rotating parts in it. It is a fixed, there are no any rotating parts, no any parts going to rotate while going to access the data, while going to store the data. But in our hard disk, we can say that the hard disk contains several rotating disk plate. Okay, so many plate we will get in our hard disk, the number of the plates, many plates in this case here. And such plate, because here all those plates are mounted or placed or encased in a hard disk pack or the hard disk drive. So ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ rotating disk plate ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. So whatever the plates are there, many number of the plates are going to place just by using or going to encase in the hard disk drive or the hard disk plate in this case here. And all those plate, why? Because this is one plate, second, third and fourth, so like that many number of the plates are there here, and all those plates are covered by using our metal oxide. Okay, so ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, so ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, that means here we can say that such plate is going to cover by using the metal oxide here, and also to make some of the read and write operation the electromagnetic recording heads going to use. So clear this point. What about in this case here? I said the hard disk contain many number of the plates, and all those plates are covered by using our metal oxide here, or maybe to perform any read. Read means to input data into the hard disk, to store any information into the hard disk, or maybe whatever the information we are going to write, that is called as display of the information from the hard disk here. Everything going to perform by using the electromagnetic recording heads in this case here. So the electromagnetic recording head performs the read and the write operations, whatever the read and write operation, each and everything. So there is the one head for each surface. Clear this point here. For every plate they have some of the heads in this case here, and when the hard disk going to rotate, maybe while going to access the data, while going to display the data, on that time the hard disk going to rotate in this case here. So here we can say that all the heads are going to move together here, not just only the one head on that time it going to move. So maybe any kind of, maybe small amount of information going to access, maybe a large amount of information going to access, all the heads going to move together. Clear this point here. So and later finally we can say that the surface of the plate, the each plate, correct no here. So the surface of the plate is divided into a number of concentric circles. Clear this point here. Maybe it is one plate is there, maybe this is the one plate here, and this plate is divided into a number of concentric circles in this case, and such concentric circles, the invisible concentric circles is called as the tracks. Clear this part? ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಎ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋನಿಕಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸಚ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಸಚ್ ಕೋನಿಕಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕಿಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ ಕ್ಯಾ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಕ್ circles, that is called as the tracks here. And again such tracks is further divided into a number of conical portion, and such one is called as the sectors. Now ಈಗ ನೋಡುವ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ there is no any difference. So whatever the size is there, first track, the second tracks also the same size. Okay, so the same amount of information we can store by using such a track. So this is called as the set of matched tracks in this case. So such set of matched tracks are called as the cylinder. Clear this point, is called as the cylinder here. So finally we can say that by using the hard disk drive, or the modern capacity of the hard disk drive can store a GB of information. Clear this point here. The gigabytes of information, that is 1000 of megabyte of the information. Correct no here. So this is about our hard disk drive. So clear the meaning of the hard disk drive. What I said in our hard disk drive. Now last touch to our hard disk, or the recall of the hard disk drive. So here we can say that it is a device and such device containing a number of the plates in this case here, and such plate is covered by using the metal oxide, maybe to perform any read and write operation. The electromagnetic recording head going to use, correct no kya, going to use. And also we can say the track. What is a track? In case of the hard disk, we know about this one. That means the invisible concentric circles called as the tracks in this case here. And the sector means such a tracks are going to divide into conical portion called as the sectors. And what about the cylinder? That means the set of matched tracks are called as the sectors in this case here. So this is the some information about our hard disk drive. Okay, after completing the FDD, compact disk drive, read only memory, Blu-ray disc here, and the hard disk drive. Hard disk drive. The next thing about our magnetic tape. Okay. The next thing about the magnetic tape in this case here. So, what about the magnetic tape? So, you ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು audio cassette. So, audio cassette ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಟೇಪ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. So this tape is called as the magnetic tape. So why we using such tape? Maybe to record voice, maybe to record any music, especially going to use such tape here. So we can say that this recording medium contains in this case a fine magnetic strip. It is a recording medium, and we using to record maybe the voice, music, each and everything here. So such a recording medium contains a fine magnetic strip in this case here, and specially going to use to record the digital data. So what about the digital data? Which data is called as the digital data? The digital data means 0 and 1, the bits. The full form of the bits, binary digit. The binary digit values are 0 and 1. So we can say that the bits are recorded as a magnetic spot on the tape. So maybe in bit format the data going to record on the tape, and we know the bit format value 0 and 1. So such bit format only called as the digital data. So we can say that the specially going to use this device to record the digital data here. And in this case, that means whatever is there we are going to use, we are going to record in a digital manner only, maybe to form one character or maybe to form any character. So to form any character, we need to use the 7 to 9 bits are needed to use just to form a character. Clear this point here? That means we know the bits 0 and 1. So like that only, maybe the 5, or here maybe we can say that the 7 or 9 bits we need to use just to form a character in this case here. Okay. And maybe to read and write the data, maybe while going to record data, anything on the tape. So the read and write head, that means in this case are placed in our each track. Clear this point here? Maybe in every track we will get the read and write heads in this case. So because of this reason, the data are going to record and read as a sequence of characters. So now ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನಮ್ಮ audio cassette ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯ, maybe 5 songs are there. You can't select any third song from the middle. Maybe you want any kind of the song, you need to read one after the another only. We can't read like our CDD in this case. Maybe by using any DVD or each and everything, we can select the song from the middle here. But in this case, we can say in case of our magnetic tape, so the magnetic tape is a serial access medium. Okay, it is a serial access medium. That means the one example for the magnetic tape we can say as the audio cassette, so that cannot be randomly located. Clear? We need to read one after the another. Why we need to read one after the another the sequence of the character or whatever the music here is that? So because of the reason is the read and write heads, okay, in this case here is available or placed in each track. So because of this the data are going to record and read as a sequence of character one after the another in this case here. So this is some explanation about our magnetic tape. So clear the explanation about the magnetic tape. So we can say that the magnetic tape, it is also a device, okay, secondary storage device, the external device of the computer in this case. So one very good example we can say about our audio cassette, correct? No, in audio cassette whatever the song you want to hear, that means one by one you need to go one after the another song. In this case we can't select from the middle any song, okay, in our audio cassette in this case. And here specially such a tape is using to record the digital data. The digital data that is equal to the bits. The full form of the bits is the binary digit. The values are 0 and 1 here. So clear this point. Maybe for to form the character how many bits we need? Maybe the 7 to 9 bits we need to use just to form the characters here. So this is about some explanation about the magnetic tape here. Now later the last thing about our portable storage device. The portable storage device here. So one good example we can say about our pen drive, okay. The pen drive is a portable storage disk, PSD, the full form of the PSD, portable storage disk here. So it is a small drive, small device. Adara size tumba chikkadiruttade pen drive, correct no kya? So it is a small drive, small device here, and specially such device is designed to hold any kind of the digital data. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? Maybe to store any kind of the file, any information or any audio, any video, each and everything we are going to use. Or in simple meaning we can say that such device is specially designed to hold, to collect, to add any kind of the digital data here. And such PSD device is slightly different from the portable media player. The media player, why? Because in our computer we will get one of the media player in this case here. So it is not like our whatever the PSD is that is not, or it is not same like our media player. So why we using the media player? The media player is using maybe to store the music, to store the movies, and after storing we are going to play or watch the movies and play with the movies, clear in this case, or play the music in this case here. So how many information we can store? So what's the size of the PSD? So we can say that the fixed size of our PSD here we can about our 256 here GB, otherwise we can get 320 GB here, otherwise we can say about 500 GB, and finally also we will get the 1 TB of the PSD. So clear this point here. So why I return each and everything, 256 GB, 320 GB, 500 GB, 1 TB. So this device namge market ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ ಕ್ಯಾ? So that means we can store the 256 GB of information by using our PSD. If you want to add more information you can select 320, otherwise 500. It is just only the example of the PSD disk drive, okay, the storage capacity. So finally we can say about the 1 TB here. So now we completed some of the secondary storage devices, and we know that the primary devices, in our primary devices the RAM and ROM, and also we know some of the type of RAM as well as the ROM here. Later words I selected secondary storage devices here. In our secondary storage devices, the first device is the floppy disk drive, second compact disk drive, read only memory, third digital versatile disk, Blu-ray disk, called as BD disk, hard disk drive, fixed, that means permanently fixed in our computer, it is not an external device. Magnetic tape, one example the audio cassette, okay, and later next one portable storage disk. The example is the pen drive. In last class we studied important concept about our secondary storage devices, compact disk, read-only, floppy disk drive, and also magnetic tape, Blu-ray disc, hard disk, and finally PST. The full form of the PST is the portable storage and the drive or the disk. Now in this class we are going to learn the very important concept of from chapter 2, cache memory. And in our cache memory, before going to start about the cache memory, it is also a memory. We know that memory is the most essential part of the computer, and memory is using to store the data and the instructions. So while doing some of the processing to get some of the result, sure the CPU, that means going to collect some data from any memory, maybe from primary memory, maybe from hard disk, each and everything. So here we can, first of all I want to start here about our primary memory and the CPU, and laterwards I will add some information point about our cache memory. So moving data between main memory and CPU register, maybe called as the RAM. The data to the CPU, and by collecting the data from the RAM main memory, the CPU doing some of the correct, no? So this one we know that. We know about all those information, each and everything, that is from the first chapter only. So in this case, whatever the data going to move from the main memory, that is called as the RAM, to the CPU is a time consuming operation. The meaning of time consuming operation means the main memory is very slow. Clear this point here? You remembered about this one while going to explain primary memory. I completed the primary memory is very faster memory, and whatever the data going to collect, or what's the data collecting by our CPU, just going to collect from the main memory, because the main memory is very fast. Correct, no? I said like that. I'm not going to tell, I didn't tell each and everything about the main memory, and now in this class I said the main memory is slow. Maybe little bit confusion. Maybe sometime ma'am is telling it is slow, sometime it is telling fast. Correct, no? But actually we can say that the main memory is fast memory only when you are going to compare with other memory. But when you are going to compare with the cache memory, the main memory, that is called as the RAM, is little bit slow. Clear this point here? So here we can say that this is because the main memory, that is called as the RAM, is slower as compared to our cache memory. So to overcome this problem, the memory like our cache memory was introduced. Clear this point here? Maybe our CPU need faster memory. So when you are going to compare, main memory also faster, but when you are going to compare with other memory. But when you are comparing cache and main memory, the cache memory is the faster. So the cache memory is fast memory, expansive memory, and we can say that this small memory. That means we can store less amount of information when you are going to compare with other memory here. And which stores the recently used data, okay, that is used by our CPU. That means such memory is usable, or which storing some data and the instruction programs that is recently used by the CPU. And the cache memory is placed in between main memory and CPU. Clear this point here? So, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ main memory, ಅದರ ನಂತರ ನಮ್ಮ cache memory ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, and later next one is after that we will get the CPU. Clear this point here? So we can say that that means our cache memory is placed in between main memory and the CPU. ಇದರ ಎರಡರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಹೆಸರು cache memory. When program is running, what's the meaning of program is running? That means the CPU want to do some of the processing, they want to execute the instruction, they want some result, that is called as when program is running. So when program is running, sure, the CPU wants to collect the data and instruction from the RAM. Clear? First of all, it's going to collect. That means maybe if the data is not there, later words I will tell about this one. But just only I want to complete about this thing. So maybe if any program want to run, then sure our CPU wants to collect the data from the RAM here. But first of all, while going to collect any data from the RAM, first our CPU checks whether the data is there in our cache memory. Correct, Nokia? First it going to check the RAM, but before going to check the RAM, first of all it going to check the data, whether any data instruction, whatever they want for processing, okay, such data, is it available in our cache memory? We know that. What's the reason? The reason is cache memory is fast memory, correct, no? And whatever the processing, it going to pass the data to the CPU very quickly. So because of this reason, our CPU wants to collect, or first of all wants to see whether the data is that in our cache memory. Maybe the data is not there in our cache memory. No any data, that means the cache memory is empty. Such data is there in our main memory. So the CPU later was collect the data from the main memory, but while collecting the data from the main memory, it keep or load a copy of the data in our cache memory also. Clear this point here? While ಯಾವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ CPU ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ CPU cache ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತದೆ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲಾದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಲೇಟರ್ ವರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಆ ಡಾಟಾ ಒಂದು ಕಾಪಿಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಶ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಡ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೋಡ್ ಒನ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡಾಟಾ in our cache memory here, because next time if they want to find the same data, the CPU just going to collect the data from the cache memory. So saves the time needed to load the data from the main memory. That means we know that our main memory is also faster, but when you are going to compare main and cache memory, the cache memory is very faster. Correct, no? So if it is very faster means sure the time, that means here no waste of the time in this case here. So it saves the time. So whatever the memory going to load, that is from our main memory to the CPU here. So clear this point here? So this is some explanation about our cache memory. So now for one more question, how we are going to write for the cache memory? Cache memory is a fast memory, is a small memory, also very expensive memory here. Okay, so this is just for 1 mark, and whatever the explanation I completed now, this is applicable for our 5 marks here. Now we know that not just only here the cache memory explanation is that in our cache there are 2 types of caches are there, 2 types of cache memory. But actually in our first year just they added 2 types, but there are 3 types of cache are there. Okay, but in our first year just they added 2 types, but here also I want to tell about the third type. So the first type, level 1, the level 1 only call as the L1, and is located inside the CPU. ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಆ cache memory level 1? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ cache memory ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು level 1, level 2, level 3. So level 1 means L1 cache, level 1 cache, level 2 cache, and one more is there the L3 level 3 cache. So now I selected the first one, is located inside the CPU here. So it located inside the CPU because of this reason, this memory is also calling as the CPU resident cache. Clear this point? Why it is called as the CPU resident cache here? Because we know that such memory is located inside the CPU. So this memory is also calling as the CPU resident cache. Now what's the storage capacity? So we can store, or what's the capacity of the size of the cache level 1? So here we can say storage capacity is 256 KB to 2 MB. So that much information we can store by using cache like our level 1 cache. Clear this point here? Now after completing level 2, so the level 2, we know that is L2 cache, the short form L2, full form level 2 cache, and the level 2 is located on the board. So such memory or such cache L2 memory is located on the motherboard. We know that without motherboard our computer is just only the empty box, and we know on the motherboard various components are going to available, maybe the clock speed, correct no here, the clock here, maybe the system clock, or maybe some of the components going to available like BIOS, the basic input output system, and also that means to just present keyboard and the monitor. Such BIOS are going to use CMOS, the complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Because of this reason, the correct date, system date and time we will get in our computer because of the CMOS. So like that many components are available on the motherboard, and just because of the motherboard only all those devices are going to make the communication. Whatever the data going to pass, just because of the motherboard, the data going to pass from one device to the sometime while going to pass the data, they are going to make the connection directly, or sometime they are going to make the connection indirectly with the help of the other devices, the data going to pass. Okay, so this is about the motherboard. So the level 2 is located on the motherboard. Okay, kya? The motherboard of the computer. So this cache is also calling as the clear this point here? Why it is called as motherboard resident cache? Located on the motherboard, so it is called as the motherboard resident cache. Now what's the storage capacity? So the storage capacity 6 MB, that means store some more information by using our level 2, that is our L2 cache memory. Now just I already written level 1 and level 2. I said one more cache is that the L3. The L3 full form is called containing a separate cache memory. That means we won't get such cache memory in every CPU. Just only the some process memory containing or having a separate cache memory, okay, on the motherboard. Clear this point? Or maybe such cache specially going to use for our processor. So what about the high-end processor? Is called as the high-end processor. Called as the high-end processor here. So one example we can say for our high-end processor, that is the Core i7. It is high-end processor. And the memory, the name of the memory is the level 3, that is L3. Okay, here, and such L3, that means we will also get on the motherboard a separate cache memory and also available on the motherboard only. So this is explanation about our.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.